This is a special EMI tape recording, number 4 in a series, and we've designed it to show you by example how to extend your tape recording to the great outdoors. Taking your microphone into the open air lets you record a much wider variety of sounds, and each one will capture the atmosphere every time you play it back. Here's a selection of sounds that could only have been recorded out of doors. First of all, the seaside. And now we're in a fairground. And what about the local football match? You could superimpose your own commentary on that, for the benefit of someone in hospital, perhaps. And finally, how about a visit to the zoo? Whether you're keen on collecting birdsong, trains, or setting the scene for amateur drama, or just adding a few sound effects to a family tape to send to absent friends, you'll want to record outside. Now, I know it's easiest for the people with battery portable machines. They can really go where they like. But how's this for a recording I made with an ordinary microphone and a mains tape recorder? I just plugged into the mains as usual and took the microphone at full stretch so that it rested on the window ledge. That cut down the noise of the machine. And in case you think this kind of recording is for country houses only, here's an early morning reveille, recorded not so very far from Big Ben in London. So even a mains recorder can get you outdoor recordings. But it helps, of course, if you can lengthen the mains lead, or the microphone lead, or both, so as to get well clear of buildings. I should say 30 feet at least. But be warned, if you do extend the mains lead, you must take every precaution against electric shocks. Oh, and by the way, AC/DC, or universal machines, are quite unsuitable for this kind of extension, as their chassis is usually live and therefore dangerous. This idea of operating a recorder outside on a long mains lead appeals most to school teachers and games organisers who want to be in the middle of what's going on and yet have the recorder nearby. A suitable occasion for this might be a fireworks display. However, you are even more free to roam around if you lengthen the microphone lead. The tape recorder can then be left safely indoors, or at least where there's no danger of its being knocked over. And you can rig up the microphone, perhaps near nesting birds, or by the railway platform, or the bell tower of your local church, while you stay by the recorder to monitor and control the recording. Check whether your microphone is low or high impedance before you try to lengthen its cable. The low impedance types present no difficulty. You can use 100 feet or more if you like. But high impedance microphones, and that usually means the crystal types, are a bit more tricky, for the volume and the quality are affected by any change in the cable length. As an alternative, you can always improvise a low impedance microphone from an ordinary loudspeaker. See the leaflet that accompanies this EMIGUIDE. There's still another way of using a mains recorder and getting right away from the mains supply. This is to run the machine from a car or a motor launch battery through a DC-AC converter. Car rallies and race meetings are popular situations for this method of recording, where enthusiasts can bring back sounds like this. One advantage of using your mains recorder for outdoor recording is that the quality will match your indoor tapes. But except for this, there's no doubt that the battery recorders are best for getting out and about. You could hardly fight your way through this crowd with a mains recorder. There are two things you have to guard against outside. The first is wind noise. Here's the sound of a moving coil microphone when the wind is just stirring the branches of the trees. That rumbling sound is cut down considerably, though, if you wrap a pocket handkerchief over the microphone. The other nuisance out of doors is that you pick up all sorts of unwanted, extraneous sounds, even from half a mile away. There are only two things you can do about this. One, get the microphone close to the thing you really want to record, so as to cut down the ratio of the interference. And two, wait patiently for a spell of comparative quiet. Well, instead of fading out on my usual music, I'll leave you to listen to a giant express train pulling out of Paddington Station.